Hi, here we go. I'm Greg Lavadero. I'm an architect. I'm here to tell you about my efforts to offer modern house designs as catalog house plans, the kind of plans you see sold in supermarkets. Generally not very well regarded by architects, but here we go. I delved into it. These are my prejudices about this. The houses being built today across the country are ugly and banal, but they're very harmful to society on many levels. So home design today is so bad that we have a special word for it. We call them McMansions. So while this is going on in housing, in almost every other category of consumer products, we have products driven by design. Think about the way you pick your cell phone, your car, your laptop. All these products are leveraging design to bring more value to you. And in the meantime, over in housing, we're trying to appeal to you in the most base level. We have, we have phony architectural elements that are meant to convey status. We have, classical columns and many peaks on the roof, and the thin layer of brick, which is, if the auto industry was doing that, we'd all be driving the Volks-Royce, which is that right there. So my interest was in modern houses. There's not a lot of clientele for modern houses. Now, it's sort of a chicken and egg. The only way you can get a modern house is either to hire an architect at great expense to do a custom, or you find an old classic modern house. So around year 2000, Dwell magazine comes on the scene, and I became very active on their online message board, and now suddenly I was meeting hundreds of people that were interested in modern houses, and they're all asking online, like, where can I get a house like that? So there is demand. So the demand for houses are like this. 90% of people, they just don't care about house design. They're ignorant or they're just disinterested. 10% care. They care enough to either be passionate about it or just be interested in what their house is like. So of that 10%, maybe 3 can afford to hire an architect. And the other 7% can't afford to hire an architect, and they're sort of stuck with how do they get a modern house. They typically just settle for a McMansion somewhere. So how do we reach those people? What you have to do is you have to spread the cost of design across many people. So prefabrication is one way to do that, but it's difficult to implement. It's complicated. House plans, despite the fact that architects hate them, they're well understood by the housing industry, and everybody uses them every day. So I'm off to research house plans. I visited dozens of sites, looked at thousands of house plans, and I found a couple of small vendors that were doing like very good quality traditional plans, but hardly any modern. So at this point, I think we can inject good design into the housing industry like the same way you use a virus to do gene therapy. So this is how we're going to approach it. First of all, we want to acknowledge that our customers are savvy about design. They're smart. They know what they like. They know what they don't like. We can't pander to them and treat them like they're dumb. Second, we have to enable them through strong visualization. And what that means is we have to provide a lot of graphic content so you can look at a house plan and know what the house is going to be like. I mean, typically the house plan industry tosses you floor plans and one facade. It's just not enough to know what your life is like in that house. So we have to outperform them there. The last thing is to share the experience with other architects, because in the end, it's about trying to impact the housing industry and bring better design to it. So I've always shared what I'm doing here with other architects that have inquired. So where do we go from there? Let me catch up. Started in 2002. We didn't have thousands of plans to offer. I'm developing house plans, running my practice at the same time. By 2002, we have 3 or 4 house plans done, getting good feedback. But the thing is, people don't build a house overnight. I mean, it takes a long time from when you find, well, gee, I want that house, till you're ready to go into the ground. We were lucky enough to have a couple of early adopters, and by 2003, we had the first houses being built. 2008, there's over a dozen houses built or underway across the country. People are sending back pictures. There's more house plans that have gone out that I have not gotten pictures back from. And every so often, those will surface. So in the meantime, we're getting great press. Customers' houses are in Dwell, New York Times, Metropolitan Home, just recently the Financial Times. So yeah, there's fans of houses like this out there. It's just a matter of them being able to find product that suits them. So here we are. I hope that we can start a real epidemic from this infection. So anybody out there that's a potential homeowner, don't settle for a McMansion. You got to put it to the housing industry to deliver product that you care about, that you love. And then for architects, anybody out there, if you don't like housing, you don't like the way it looks, you've got to get out of the cozy corner of your practice and try a new business model. Thank you.